with what's happening with the resolution, I mean, this pattern can go until August of 24. That doesn't mean we can't have a premature breakout, and that's what I continue to tell everybody. But if it stays in unity, now if we lose the 2020 uptrend, and this is where it gets tricky, so if you're squeamish, please leave. I'm probably going to talk my way out of 99 people here now. So I'll probably talk my way out of a few viewers, and then we're going to go back into the formation. 57 likes. Make sure you hit that like button. We can do a lot better than that. I mean, if you don't want to hit the like button, you can always send a YouTube super chat, which I haven't received any in the last few days during the lives. You can always join Tom's Army, which one person re-upped yesterday during the live, so that's good. Or you can simply hit the like button and you don't have to send any kind of donation. You can just help push me through the algorithm, and you can share this, and that's free. But when you share it, it pushes me through the algorithm. It's a miracle. We have 98 people here. It's a miracle. But if we, ready, the squeamish, if we do break into the next tier, and I am just the messenger, ladies and gentlemen, this is the chart. I don't speak with emotion, I speak chart, like I've said from the beginning of my time on YouTube. I speak chart, and like we said yesterday, by speaking chart, we put this in so everybody could see. Once it breaks this formation, we come down to the uptrending support. To 38 cents likely. But we do have the rising channel in between. But anyhow, for the not squeamish and Ron, I will get to you in a minute, my friend. Thank you so much for that donation. If we break down, and Ron, thank you for the $10 donation. That is extremely generous of you to spend your hard-earned money on me. So, on my craft, I should say. So, if the pattern breaks down, and these are the all-time patterns, and I can go back and show everybody, 2010, right? 2010, or 2020, sorry. 2020, we verify. 2020. So if that uptrend goes, we go down to 38 cents. If we break down, and if it holds, it goes to August of 24. If we have to go back farther, the next uptrend starts all the way back here in 2017. That one would go out just a little bit longer, and we'll go to that. And if both of those fail, we have to go all the way back to the 2014, it's actually 2013. I just didn't extend it all the way back, but it's 2013. So we've already discussed the 2020. So don't shoot the messenger. Honestly, if you want to shoot the messenger, that's fine. But, you know, it has to be said. So if we break the 2020 uptrend, which would bring us to 38 cents. Now remember, we have the other formation for short-term moves, which this rising channel is a short-term pattern formation. This is from December of 22, and it started October of 22. So this is a shorter time frame. You have to break this to continue the longer 2020 time frame. See how that works? So when the rising channel breaks, which I assume it will because this dot cross is nowhere near being done, so that's why I even said a 54% chance to break down when it was up in this range. We talked about it. Even though it looked like we were attempting, I said it was a 54% chance because I believe it's going to go down. But the optics would still suggest that we can go up sooner, even though a lot of the indicators said otherwise. Now, however, if this breaks, now let's go back to here. So if we break the 2020 uptrend, which is where we come after the rising channel, and I don't think anybody's going to break it down like this for you because I don't think anybody can break it down like this for you. They're too caught up in XRP going to 3 million, which is fine. I'll keep you the voice of reason. That's why there's 104 people here right now, I think it says. 38 cents. Now let's just say we break the 2020 uptrend. We already talked about this. Now we go to the 2017 uptrend, which is down here. That comes down to about 20 cents. Now if we get into that uptrend, pay attention. You very well could ride this, and we always meet the downtrending resistance to where this uptrending support meets, which we call the apex. That means you're off the Richter scale. That's sometime in 2025. And the only reason it takes that long, and people are like, you son of a... And I'm being positive, remember, so I'm not trying to swear as much. It's a negative connotation, and I like swearing, but there's a time and place for it. So, yes, it might be in that range, but just imagine, you buy it down, we bring our 34-cent average to 30 cents. Well, now on that bounce, at minimum, you got a massive spike, and you can figure it out from there. But if you end up bouncing around in here, The moment you have a breakout, it's going to be an even more parabolic spike. That's the thing. Now, worst case scenario, we come out into 2028, ladies and gentlemen. That's 2028, I'm marking it. TradingView's afraid to show you how far it's out. Oh, it's afraid. Jeffrey, welcome into Tom's Army. First month in Tom's Army, and I know it's the first month because it's an emoji badge of me being abducted by aliens. And that's my face superimposed into that, Jeffrey. So that is actually me being abducted by aliens. A lady I met doing social media a few years ago, she made that for me, and I made it into my first emoji badge. She makes she crochets. So it's very generous. So it's been my first month emoji badge since I started. It switches in the second month, which is Dusty's Outhouse Crypto News, and I'll let you figure that out for yourself. Somebody said bad things about me, but we've moved past it. And then month 3 is the Meteor, I believe. Oh, it gets great. 1 year is the I Told You So badge. And then the 2-year badge is the 589. Remember the prediction of $589 at the end of 2023. But old Tom, XRP Future Millionaire, said, no, not so fast. I think it means 0.589, which is 58.9 cents, is the best we can do in 2023 by the end. And everybody got mad, so I turned it into the 2-year subscriber badge. So if anybody's a 2-year subscriber, if you would comment right now, you'll be able to see that 589 badge. And it's on the moon. It says 589, but it has a decimal point of 0.589, which is what I believed it would be at 2023. It's not because I'm being irrelevant. It's because I'm speaking with no emotion and following the charts. MC Prosperity, wow, thank you so much for the $10 donation. What a generous audience we have here today. What a generous audience. We've had MC Prosperity with a $10 donation, Ron with a $10 donation, and Jeffrey joining Tom's Army. Wow. What a beautiful day. And I will say, just the way I feel, I don't think there's anything that could bring me down. Nothing. And this is on a day when most of the people that are around here have this negative connotation. They're feeling down. They're feeling the blues because crypto is going down. We know what's happening, folks. In worst case scenario, it takes us into 2028, and you're buying XRP at 1.5 cents. So what does that mean if you have a 34.5 cent average? That means you'll be able to buy it 5 times on the way down, and your average would now go somewhere about 4 or 5 cents at the end of it, because you'd have to buy 80% more on the way down, or 100% by the time it got there. Maybe 120, 200, 500% in shares, tokens. So, but we love the dips here. Everybody misses the message when I said it's not the time to sell. If you want to take your short-term profits, you still can. But remember, let me put it in perspective. Ready for this? When we went up, and we have a 34.6 average, which we rebought back, and there's no shame in that. We rebought back, and we were out for a year and a half after selling at $1.66 in the bull run. Hey, a lot of you were here, only 1,300 at the time, but now we're up to 18,000 plus, which is, in my opinion, a miracle, because I'm a nobody. I'm a somebody, but I'm a nobody in the terms of being a somebody. I'm a somebody amongst the people, but amongst the big business corporations and government, I'm a nobody. So it's a miracle. So we had this, we no emotion. We looked at the charts and we said, oh boy, I don't want to do this because I'm connected to XRP by the hip, but I got to sell. Lost a lot of respect from the audience until they seen when I said it was going sub 50 and I made the prediction at 52 cents and it hit it on the money. Initially, before the first rally, everybody's like, oh my God, Lord have mercy, this guy knows what he's talking about. I'm an idiot. And I said, it's okay, it's going to go back up and you'll get a second chance. Remember the bear market rally of all rallies? Got back to about $1.30. Not $1.66, but you got a second chance. Then people are like, oh, I'm not selling it now. It already went to 52 cents. I'm like, well, that's okay. I'm not buying it till sub 40. Are you out of your mind? It's never going under $1 again or 50 cents. Received some backlash on a few stations. That's how the second month badge became in existence. Wink, wink. So more people left. So now I'm talking to an audience of probably 200 people, views-wise. And now we come to today's world. We bought back in at 34.6, but we did one time. And I told everybody to build capital, and I'll take the tax hit one time. We bought at 28.5 cents. We sold at 44 cents. And we've used that for capital to buy everything we own now. because we used $10,000 to buy precious metals because we were up over 12 in 2021. Or 30, well, it was like 15.5, but I took out 10. The tax hit was extraordinary because I was up 12,000 in profits. But anyhow, we're getting off topic here. So when we bought back in, again at 34.6, we built our capital. So what I'm pushing the message of, the swing trading is not the way because of the capital gains. 35% inside of a year. Sometimes you have to do it to build capital, and I was trying to build the audience quick capital, which I knew we could. Of course, we had to wait a year and a half to buy back in the first time. Then we got to sell it within weeks. Make 40%, 50, or 45, 40, I don't remember what it was. And then we got to rebuy it back in at 346 and we had the liquidity because a lot of people said they didn't have liquidity to follow the plan. So I had to think on my feet. So now, you're not, so here's the point. If you sell it, if you bought it in at 346, and let's just say, because nobody sold out at 94, I don't give a shit what they say. I don't care, because I don't care what they say. I don't care what kind of fairy tale, non-coherent story that they're trying to tell us. All the exchanges were down except for a few. My audience in particular, I know you. So don't try to pass the flubbergasters or the nots happenings, you know. Or the Alex for 200 yesterday, tell me what never happened. You know, I don't want to hear that. We sold at 85 cents if you were going to. That's 120% roughly, 100%. You were still up. And then everybody said, well, I'm going to do it to buy back 50% cheaper. Okay. So you sold it out to make your profit, to sell it back. And now let's say you sold it at 85 cents. You buy it back when it gets to 40 cents, let's say. So you save 50%. Congratulations, you have to pay 30% of that savings in taxes anyhow. Now, you have an accruing tax debt. That, let's just say, because you bought it back in, and now it goes way down, your cost averaging, dollar cost averaging down. Well, how are you going to pay that tax bill of 35%? So really, you made 15% in profit. I don't know why I said 30. You made 15% on the buyback. And profit's still there, but you had to spend 50% to buy back, remember. Now I've got 35% tax bill on the remaining money that's left, which might as well be 70% because the tax bill was on the whole 100%. The whole point here is you got about 3 cents on the dollar, or 30 cents on the dollar. Is it worth having 30 cents on the dollar? Or is it worth accumulating during the bear market, being excited when it goes up, but understanding we're not trying to raise our average because we're already bought in, and waiting patiently for it to come below 34.6? Is it bad that I have a motto, don't buy above 40 cents? Does it seem so crazy now with all the volatility? I got a lot of heat for it, but is there any, does it seem why I talk about it now? It's because of the formation. We can't make a new pattern until we break out of the old pattern. Therefore, anything under 40 cents is the ideal buy with XRP. It is what it is. It's 250% every dollar it goes up. Yes, I have a 34.6 average. That doesn't mean sub 40 cents. That doesn't mean now is a bad buy. But you have to understand what you're dealing with. That's all. 100, you know, sometimes I surprise myself because when I'm in my truest form, I noticed more people stay. Wolverines, 2-0 the Wolverines now. They won on Saturday. Lions 1-0. Pop Warner, first game next Sunday. Had a nice long practice yesterday, 2.5 hours, roughly. But in this league, I'm a very good offensive play caller, so, and defensive coordinator as well. But I'm the head coach. I have no coordinators. You're supposed to have a coordinator on the defensive side or offensive side. I'm running the show. There is no coordinators. The league doesn't know it because I put my name as Thomas Spica Jr., which it is, with my phone number, and then I put Thomas Spica, which I guess they could think is my dad, with Julie's number, so they have me as the coach and the assistant coach. And when I was in practice, I ran the show and nobody asked questions, because, you know, sometimes when you're teaching the kids, all the other teams run the cones. I'm sorry, this Pop Warner football, we're not doing conditioning by running the cones. I'm going to draw up plays, and one by one, I'm going to learn who my quarterback is and everything else, wide receiver, the tight end, the linebackers, everything, offensive line, everything as you go along. But by us getting in conditioning, we're running the plays. We're doing it with real conditioning. I'm not wasting time running cones. Just like I'm not sitting here teaching you fairy tale stuff that's not going to make you any money. Period. What are your major down levels? 38 cents, then 20 cents. The major down levels, if you're looking at the all-time chart, it would go 38 cents down to 20 cents approximately. And then it goes all the way down to just over 1.5 cents approximately, about 2 cents. If you follow the all-time charts. Now it can stay in this first pattern and only hit 38 cents. And that could be why we've already had a golden cross in the weekly. 589 is not a fairy tale. In fact, 58.9 cents is a real likelihood, as we've already hit it at the end of this year. But no, but in all seriousness, $589, it's plausible, but likely you couldn't even attain anything close to it until after 2028. And hear me out. 2028 is when all the liquidity comes into these markets. Okay? Just consider that. Consider something